to Spill the Tea with Alicia G, and that one special guest that we interview each and every week. Woo! Boom, boom, baby. You guys are amazing. Yes, you are. Boom, boom, baby. Thank you. Guys, everyone tuning in, sure following, sharing, tapping on that screen. Don't be shy. Just say hey. Remember, guys, all social media, AliciaGWorld, www.AliciaGWorld.com. Links to all social media, merchandise, music, and more. Hit that bell for notifications. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And let's get this party started and spill some tea while we're at it. Boom, boom, baby. Hello and welcome. How are we doing today?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing absolutely amazing, just balling out of control as always, how we do it up in here on Spill the Tea.
How are you? So, where are you from?
Well, I'm actually from upstate New York,
Oh,
so I'm on the East Coast. Yeah, and we're going to get all that, kind of all about. So if you're just tuning in, guys, welcome to Spill the Tea with Alicia G and that one special guest who is right here, right now. It's the beautiful Nichelle.
it's not a common name.
It's not. It's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you want to tell everyone your social media and like where to follow you, stuff like that?
You can find me on Instagram at NICHELERN, and that's really the only social media that I have because I am a single mom of 2 adopted children, and so I don't have a lot of other social media just because I don't want their biological parents to find them.
That makes perfect sense. And definitely go follow her on BIGO, of
Yeah.
course.
And same BIGO ID as NICHELERN.
BIGO, BIGO, BIGO. Go follow her up, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, go follow me, AliciaGWorld. You guys know the drill. So let's start out. Like, where are you actually from? Like, where did the little nurse start out?
I was born and raised in Illinois, small town 2 hours south of Chicago. I graduated from small town in Chicago, downtown, down south of Chicago, and then I went to college. Let's see. I started as a CNA, and then I became an LPN. I went to school in Chicago, actually, to become an LPN. And then I came back to my hometown and I went to Millikan University and got my bachelor's degree in nursing. And then a couple of years later, I got my master's degree.
Oh my goodness. So you are very well educated. Mm-hmm. So very well educated woman, y'all. That is for sure. So like growing up in school, were you like the partier, the troublemaker, like the super smarty
I was
one?
a nerd.
I was a nerd. The nerd? Mm-hmm. Favorite subject?
English.
English. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mine was actually always math.
English
I love
and
science. Okay, that makes sense. Whole medical career. So, no crazy partying ever?
My senior year, my senior year, my cousin, so I actually graduated the middle of my senior year because I had enough credits to graduate like the end of my junior year, but my parents wouldn't let me because I was only 16, so they made me wait until the end of until my senior year. But my cousin was in the Navy, and so when he came back, that's when I actually started drinking. Because he would like come pick me up on the weekends, and he would start taking me to like driving around. We would go to Kentucky because we had family there, and like we would drink the whole weekend. And then he would bring me home, and he would park down the street from my house, and he would stand me up in the middle of the street and walk me back and forth and be you gotta be able to walk before you go home. And I mean, I'd be like, and because he'd be like,
Oh
your mom's
my.
gonna kill us, but like, yeah, I'd be wasted.
Do you have like a crazy party story or drinking story you might want to spill the tea? Tell us all about. Like something that's
I mean,
crazy.
in high school, I didn't do anything, but like in college, I was wild. And I think that's because like my parents were super strict in high school. So when I went to college, like kids when they're with strict parents, when they get away from that, they go crazy. And I went
Yeah.
crazy. Like I was at all the parties. I never smoked weed or anything like that, but I drank and had sex, lots of sex.
Well, tell us one of those crazy partying stories of college. Guys, you're following, sharing, tap on the screen, share
Um,
the broadcast, or spill the tea right here, right now.
so we used to have, okay, so you know how like we have the Pushing P, like I have the Pushing P panel here. You
Okay.
remember how like the Pushing P auction? So in college,
Okay.
we used to have these like porn parties, and everybody would,
Spill the tea,
yeah,
girl. We're all listening.
everybody would come, and they would be dressed like pimps and hoes, and sometimes by the end of the night, people would be naked. I saw people having sex in the middle of the living room. Like it'd be like, yeah, it'd be lit. Like,
Oh
yeah.
my god. Were like cops ever called or
You
anything?
know, we
Like,
had like campus cops, but I used to flirt with the campus cop a lot. So he would come up there, and then by the time I talked to him, he'd be like, "It's okay." Yeah.
good song.
Because I remember I used
Now,
to be
you
like,
were
I've been a
the.
bad girl. Like, are you going to cuff me? And he'd be like laughing. And then he'd just be like, forget it. Like,
You are a wild one. The wild NR. The wild NR. The wild.
yeah, he would be like, just
And
forget it.
and you were the one throwing these parties, or you just attending these parties?
No, I had three. So it was a 4-bedroom apartment. I had three other roommates, and it was all of us throwing the party. And it was
Oh my
two, my
goodness.
roommate, one of my roommates was a nursing major. One of them was a communications major, and the other one was a music major.
Oh my. Um. So like out of the week, how many days would you say you partied? Like, was it every day? A few days a week?
3. We all no 4 probably because we always went out on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah.
Four out of the
hmm
7.
What's up? Let's get it.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. So you are a wild party animal.
Yeah. In college, I was. I definitely got it out of my system.
Oh my goodness. Favorite drink? Do you have a favorite drink?
Fireball.
Fireball. Shots or just like actual
Shots.
on the
hmm
rocks? Shots. You're a shot type of
hmm
girl. Do you still drink here and there
Yeah.
or? Oh yeah. um, so we know you're a partier. Well, you were a partier in your, college and all that. What about like dating, how was that for you? Were you like tons of dates, tons of boyfriends, multiple dates, this, boyfriend, girlfriend, same time? I mean,
I still am. I'm gonna say like a player. Like I still don't like to be
oh,
tied down.
what is the most people you dated at one time? Like,
Probably three.
oh, how should you keep track?
Well, I do, I just tell everybody. I tell everybody though.
Oh, okay. You never called like a person the wrong name or anything?
Well,
Like,
no, because I date them all, I don't sleep with all of them at the. You know what I'm saying? Like that, you pick
okay.
one to sleep with. You know, but like
Oh
you
my
know what
god.
I'm saying? Like you pick one that you want to sleep with. The rest are just somebody to hang out with.
Just it's little fillers.
Yeah,
Little fillers.
and sometimes you don't sleep with any of them. Just
Mm. Oh my goodness. Do you have a? I bet you have a crazy date experience you can tell us all about. Can you spill that tea? There has to be some crazy
oh
dates.
my god, like I had
Spill the tea,
I
girl.
had one
Spill the
guy
tea.
that asked me, like, took me to dinner, but then asked me, because, okay, so I had LASIK, but I only need to wear my glasses to read, like, for reading. And I had, like, for some reason, a lot of guys have a fetish for glasses. And he asked me if he could ejaculate on my glasses. And I was
Oh my.
Thank you. I was like, no. And I'd like to go
Oh
home
my god.
ASAP.
Check.
Yeah, like
Like,
ASAP. I'd like to go home.
oh my god. This is like wild. Oh my god. I bet you have more crazy date stories. Spill the tea, girl. Spill
Yeah.
the tea.
Um. Oh, for some reason I get a lot of guys that ask me, like, because I'm a nurse, I get a lot of guys that ask me to peg them.
What is what does that mean?
Uh,
I'm
to
scared to know.
stick my finger.
Oh
Yeah.
my, oh my.
Yeah.
Guys, welcome to Spill the Tea. It's the beautiful nurse herself, the wild party animal, wild woman over here. You're following, sharing, tap on that screen, and we're spilling some tea. We might just knock over the cup actually at this point.
It's piping hot.
Oh, it's steaming, y'all. It's steaming up in here. Oh my goodness. So we'll tone it down a little bit here. Um, have you? What made you go into the nursing field, like medical? What?
Initially I was going to go to medical school. But so like my parents, like I said, my parents were super strict, and they used to do this thing where like I would have to go, like I had to, I don't know if like it's the same everywhere, but like I would have to do a 0 hour in high school, where you go like early bird. It's 0 hour or early bird or something like that, where you go before school. Then you have your regular classes. I didn't get to take a study hall. I was in all like AP honors classes. And then I would have to go late, like after school. And then when school was out for the summer, I used to have to go and take a class at the college as well, because my parents didn't want me to be at home by myself. Um, so by the time I graduated, I was burnt out. I was like, I am not going to med school and do like for another 12 years. So I still wanted to be like in the medical field, but I was like, I could be a nurse and knock it out in 4, you know? So I decided to be a nurse.
And what exactly type of nursing do you do? I know you told me, but tell the people so they all know.
So I've been in a lot of different fields. I have been a cardiac intensive care nurse where I have recovered open heart surgery patients. I worked with patients who've had heart attacks and recovered them post-operatively. I have worked on a medical unit, surgical unit. I've recovered post-stroke patients. I've worked 9 years in a neonatal intensive care unit. That was my favorite. Like, I loved that. I worked in the pediatric unit, intensive care, the ER. Currently, I am working on the cardiac unit, cardiac intensive care, and the cardiac step down unit, working with insurance companies and mid management. So I've been a nurse for over 20 years at this point.
And I take it you just love it?
I do love it. I like the range to be able to kind of move around. Like when you get bored in one sector, you can move to something else and you just never get bored with it, you know? Cause like at one point I worked in hospice and I did not like that. And then when I went to work in the nursery, I loved it. Because it was like you saw all these people dying and then you go work and you see all these babies being born and it just completely erased all the negative, you know? So you can, it helps to kind of soothe your soul from all the negative aspects of it. Yeah.
And thank you for wanting to do a job like that, because not a lot of people could do a job like that, and especially with the craziness of the whole COVID and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, thank you for your services.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're so welcome. Guys,
Hey,
if you're
Loyal Wolf.
tuning in, welcome. You're following, sharing, tapping on that screen. Follow the beautiful wild nurse herself. Follow me. And let's spill some more to you guys. Oh my goodness. So, what would you say your best experience overall has been being a nurse, and then your worst experience?
I would say my best experience was when I first started working in the neonatal intensive care unit, and my first delivery was by myself. Was a micro preemie. The baby was like less than a pound, like tiny, like less than my hand, and she is like, I took care of her for like 6 months in the NICU, and she's probably 13 now, and I still get like Facebook updates from her and her mom. And she's like, nothing's wrong with her. No developmental issues, nothing. She's perfect. So like when you help deliver and take care of somebody and then not one thing is wrong with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love that. And then I would say like the worst is I've seen, people come in and they've done everything right during a pregnancy and then lose a baby. Like everything right. And then you see people who do drugs throughout their entire pregnancy, and have baby after baby after baby after baby and like neglect them and beat them and, molest them. And it's like some of the things that human beings do to other human beings is terrible. Some of the stuff that I've seen people do to other people is just disgusting.
Bless you in the job you do. I could not do it, but bless you for your job. I don't know how you do it. Seriously. Oh my goodness. Let's turn it to like more of a little fun side. Mm. Do the nurses argue?
Oh my God. Yes. Yes.
Spill the tea. We want to hear the tea about them nurses.
I mean, they argue, especially like in an intensive care unit setting. They argue because it's very like fast paced, and like you don't have time to be like, can I please have a bag of fluids? You're like, hand me a bag of fucking fluids. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, or, fluids. It's just like this. Like you need to know what I want without me really like telling you a whole bunch of stuff. And then if like you'll hear the saying like, nurses eat their young. It kind of is like that, because it's like you either keep up or you get left behind. And it's sad to say, but like, especially in this COVID like setting, like you don't have a lot of time to really nurture like new nurses, because we don't have enough staff to really be like gentle with incoming nurses. But like, I think the funniest thing is like watching the doctors argue with each other, because I've seen like some doctors go at it and you're just like, like,
like what?
Well,
what do they fight about?
I was watching one doctor, like they were trying to decide if a patient should be in the hospital or not, or like one doctor wanted the patient to go home and the other doctor felt like the patient should still be there. And so the one that wanted them to go home was like, over my fucking dead body is this patient going home. And the other one was like, so how do you want to die? And I'm like, what? Like, and so I mean, it took the other doctor aback too. Like, what? Like, and she's like, how do you want to fucking die? Like, then she's like, they were like, what are you talking about? She's like, you said over my dead body. How do you want to die? And the doctor's like, I was being rhetorical. And she was like, I don't care. This patient is not going home. And he's like, I'm going to sign the discharge order. And legit, the doctor took a cup of coffee and whipped it at him. I was like, I'm at that point, I walked away, because I was like, I am not going to be on this incident report. I'm not going to be a witness to this, because somebody's going to jail. Like, I didn't know if they were calling the police or security, but I didn't want my name on any paperwork anywhere. Like, I was like, I don't see nothing. Like, I was like, I don't know what's going on.
Is this going on like in like the doctor's offices?
No, it was at the nurses' station. It was in the nurses' station. Like, people were walking around. Like, people were walking around.
Oh my God.
Like, I understand it's like super stressful, but like, that was too much. I've seen a doctor though throw coffee on a nurse because she asked him to take, like, when we have the state come in, we're not supposed to have like food and drink at the nurses station. It's like a state requirement. And so like when state comes in, they're like super, like, you have to get all this stuff out of the nurses station. And one of the nurses said, Doctor so-and-so, we need you to take your coffee to the break room. And he like ignored her and acted like he didn't hear it. And she asked him again, and he just took the coffee and threw it in her face. And we were like, and it was hot. It was hot coffee. And she just started like bawling, like bawling. I was just like, but she was like a newer nurse. Honestly, like that only really kind of happens to new nurses because like the older nurses, like I would have probably like punched him in the nuts. Like, there's no way.
Oh my God. So you'd say the doctors argue more than the nurses?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I can see them bickering, but like they swear at each other. Like,
Oh
use
yeah.
this, use this.
Hmm.
Oh my God. Have you personally ever got into any arguments with a doctor or
Oh
nurse?
yeah. I get into arguments with. We have a physician advisor that we work with, and I get into arguments with him probably 2 or 3 times a week because
Oh my God.
he doesn't like to be wrong about anything, but he's wrong about a lot. And so I tell him that he's wrong. And then he gets upset and he's like, I feel like you're being disrespectful. And I'm like, it's not disrespectful to tell you you're wrong, but you're wrong. Like, and it's my job to be a patient advocate. And I'm not going to let you like screw up a patient's like stay. Like, this is wrong. I'm not going to let you dink this up, you know? So like we get into it quite a bit.
Oh my God. Like, I had a feeling, but like, y'all like roar.
I mean, you have to though. You have
Oh my.
to stand up for your patient, or like like meds can be messed up. Um,
Mhm.
I mean, I've seen the doctor like a patient has decided to change. Like they wanted to be a do not resuscitate, meaning like if something were to happen to me, I don't want any CPR. But then they decided at the last minute, you know what, I do want CPR. And the doctor's like, I'm not signing that order. Well, it's up to me to be like, you will sign this order. They want CPR, you know? So like, if I don't advocate for you, then potentially you could die. You know, like the doctor would be like, no, go ahead, let them, you know, they shouldn't change their mind, but like it, you know, the patient is right always. Well, not always, I can't say that because sometimes they will do, like if they're not in their right mind when they're making a decision, then I'm not going to advocate for that.
Yeah. So we've heard about the nurses, the doctors. How are the patients, would you say? Like, are some of them very argumentative or?
I mean, you have to realize that they're sick when they come in, so they're not, I mean, people don't feel the best, you know. Nobody's like super happy. You'd be surprised though. A lot of the best patients are like the like very elderly. You know, they're the most
Yeah.
respectful. Um, they do pretty much like whatever you ask them to do. The younger people, like 20s or something, they're the ones that are the most like disrespectful. Like treat you like a servant almost. Like go get me water, go do this, go do that. You know, and it's like I'm a nurse, not like a servant, you know. But they're
I'm not your
yeah,
maid.
but they
I'm
really
like
do
taking care of
they
you.
really do treat you like you're there to like clean their room, fetch them food and water, and can you turn my TV, do this, do that, you know. Yeah, like they will literally like lay in bed, put their call light on, and you go in and they're like, can you change my TV? And you're like, there's a button on your call light to do that.
Oh my goodness. Have you ever got into a fight with a patient?
No. No, I typically will just walk out of the room before I don't engage with the patients like that.
Have any of them tried to try to physically punch or anything like that? Any crazy stories like that?
The ones that typically that are combative are either Alzheimer's patients or labor patients.
I could see that the woman little
yeah
on her last nerve.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And they're the ones, the labor patients, once they are delivered, then they're like, I am so sorry. But during labor, they will beat your ass.
Swear at you, or
no beat punch, like if you have to check their cervix, they will kick you, bite you, hit you. Yeah, all of that.
Have you been bit before, or
yeah, all of it?
Oh my god. Guys, you're on Spill the Tea with the wild, amazing nurse herself, Nichelle. I hope you're all doing amazing. I'm just shocked by all this. I think you all are too. We're getting the insider exclusive scoop right now. We're spilling that tea, y'all. Share, following, sharing, tapping on that screen, and everyone joining. Thank you guys so much. So, after your shift's over, do you guys ever go for a drink or anything?
When I used to work 3 to 11, I used to go out all the time. That was a perfect shift where you could still go home, shower, go out, and then you could still sleep kind of late and then go into work the next day. But now I work morning shifts, so I am in bed pretty early, and because I get up at 5:30 in the morning, so I'm not going out. I usually go out on the weekends or something if I'm going to go out, but I'm not even, I only usually go out if I'm traveling somewhere or going, to meet friends.
Oh, I was going to ask you, I remember you said you worked in the ER. Do you have any crazy ER stories you can spill the tea about?
Oh, yeah. I have lots of ER stories.
Crazy, funny, oh my God, this just happened story.
I have patients that have stuck they come in and they have a candle, they have candles stuck up their rectum, different size candles that have to be removed. The people that come in with the dead gerbil in their butts. The lady that came in and she had a frozen hot dog in her vagina that had, adhered. Oh, the lady that had she had tried to masturbate with a glass light bulb and it shattered.
Wait, you look like a gerbil?
Oh yeah, that used to be a thing. That was when I first started in nursing. It was a thing that people were doing. They would take the claws out of the gerbil, they would declaw it, and they would put it in the rectum and let them run around to stimulate the prostate. And then I remember I used to have to do all this teaching. I used to, I was brand new. I was only 21, and the doctor made me do education on anal beads, and I was like, "What the hell is an anal bead?" I didn't even know what it was. I had to Google it to find out what it was. And then he made me call an adult bookstore and find out prices and all this other stuff. I was like, what? And I told my mom about it, and she was like, I don't think you need to be a nurse. She was like, no, I don't think this is the job for you.
But the poor little
It
gerbil, like,
died. It died
did you
because
get
they
it?
had to go in and
Oh,
like they had to go in and get it out. By the time they went and got it out with the anesthesia and all that other stuff, it was dead.
oh my God. Armageddon. Have you heard that news article about Armageddon?
Mm-mm.
Look it up. It's about the gerbil. It's pretty funny. And it's Armageddon.
I have to remember that.
Oh my. Oh, it's something. It's Armageddon. Oh my. Any recent like gerbil cases?
Not any recent that I know of. I mean, there was recently this guy came in and his penis was stuck in a pumpkin. But that was he had like did a bunch of CBD gummies or something and thought it was a good idea to like try to masturbate in a pumpkin and it got stuck.
And was that your job to release the pumpkin? Or?
No, I was in the ER and I just see and hear about all of the, you know, all the stuff, and so I'm always like, they're always like, asking me like for, and I'm just like, give them the like resources for the adult bookstore, like, or online, something for a fleshlight or something like. I'm like, surely these people have heard of Adam and Eve or something. My God.
Oh my God. Oh, from gerbils to candles to
I mean,
pumpkins.
these people, like, I don't know.
I'm so glad I asked about the ER stories. God bless you, right? God bless you.
It's entertaining, though. It
Oh
really
my
is. It's
goodness.
never, like, boring at work.
I could imagine. I, I see why you drink here and there, Woo! Oh my goodness. Would you say the nurses and doctors do drink a lot from your experience?
um, I mean, like, for me, I probably only drink, like, sometimes they'll do, like, a drinking panel on BIGO, and I'll participate with that. But, like, I don't really drink a whole lot. Um, but, like, when I was younger, I would say I probably did drink a lot more because I didn't know how to handle the stress. But as I got older, I started figuring out like different ways to like, because I would like work out or, go for walks or different things like that. But like, I know a lot of doctors that smoke weed and do the CBD gum. Yeah, yeah, there's a lot of doctors that smoke weed. And I mean, it's legal in Illinois too. So I personally
I
don't
could see
smoke. I
that.
don't smoke weed. So
Um, I mean, after all those gerbils, I mean, I could see, whew, need a little drink after that.
I mean, like some of that stuff though, I mean, if you ever like hang out with a lot of doctors and nurses, we have like the most fucked up senses of humor. Like the stuff that we think is funny, most people would be like,
Y'all not right up
I
in
mean,
here.
honestly, if you hung out with us, like we would think it was funny and y'all would be like, what? That stuff don't bother
Any
us.
like any I don't know, holiday parties or parties where all the nurses, doctors get together?
Those parties are
You tell us a
crazy.
little
Those parties, like our holiday
story.
parties, are crazy. Like very boozy. Um, yeah, lots of alcohol at those parties. Lots of hooking up, ice scene.
Oh,
Yeah, lots of that. I've seen a
oh my
lots
goodness.
of
Do you think
doctors, a lots of cheating. um,
see that? I can see that definitely. Um, would you say any doctors ever come in drunk or high? Don't name names.
yeah, I have. When I was a house supervisor at a facility, I did have to stop a doctor from performing a procedure once because he was under the influence. And the OR
Oh
tech
my goodness.
like smelled alcohol on his breath, and he was kind of
Mhm.
like, weaving. And so they paged me, and like I had to go down and talk to him. And then I was like, oh no, you are not capable of. And it was like an emergency surgery. So we had to then page
Oh my.
like a backup person. And they were pissed
Mhm.
because they were not on call. But we were like, so I think they thought that they were not going to get called in that day because it was like slow. It was like
Mhm.
a holiday and it was slow. And normally on the holidays, you don't really get called a lot. But that day, it was like an accident or something. And it was a gynecologist. So, because normally on OB, you don't typically do like a C section or anything like that. That's not scheduled. Um, so yeah, that was not, it was not fun because that doctor was chewing my ass. Like, what are you talking about? I am absolutely capable of doing this procedure in my sleep. And I was like, but can you do it drunk? Like, you are fucked up. Like, and, we had to have like the medical director come in and yeah, it was not. I was scared because I was like, what if I'm making the wrong call and they just had like one drink, but they ended up doing like a breathalyzer and he was over the limit. So,
Oh my god. Oh wow, that's crazy. So you went from everyday crazy nursing medical to BIGO? Explain, how did you find BIGO?
so I watched, on YouTube, Jason Lee, and I just was watching, like, at first I read his book, cause I, so I adopted my children, but I read his book about how he was in foster care. And so then I was watching his show, and he talked about BIGO one day on his show. And he was like, you guys should come check it out. So I did. And originally I came over and I was just like a gifter. Um, and then I enjoyed like listening to different people's panels and stuff like that. Um, and then he was like, I'd love for everybody that is like in my family to be a host. And like my personality is type A, so like I'm like, if I'm going to be a host, I'm not going to be like a 40K host. That's sucks. I'm not going to do that.
Go big, go home.
Yeah, I'm going to go big, So
Mhm.
that's what I did. I was like, I'm going to go for it if I'm going to go, if I'm going to be a host. So that's what I did. But I mean, I still work a lot.
Mhm. What would you say your best experience on BIGO has been? Then your worst.
I'm sorry, my what?
What would you say your best experience on BIGO has been? And then your worst experience on BIGO?
Um, I would say my best experience is just a lot of the people that I've met. I've met some really, really nice people. Um, like really cool people that from all over the world. And then the worst experience is I've met some really disgusting people too. You know what I'm saying? Like people that like just revel in people's misery. Like they don't like to see, because I feel like everybody could just band together and help each other get to the top. Be positive. There's no reason for anybody to like be mean to, like, you don't have to, if you don't like someone's content, you don't have to come in their room and you don't have to stay in there. But like people will literally come in your room and be like, I think you're ugly. I don't like what you're saying. And it's like, are you serious? Like, I would never come in someone's room and like say something about their appearance or like, I don't like their content. If I come in someone's room and I don't like what they're saying, I just hit the X button and go on to the next room. I'm like, what are you teaching your children? That, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get that. And then we wonder like why the world is messed up. Like if this is like a microcosm of what the world is, then this is why we're fucked up.
Welcome to BIGO.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Right? Do you want, so obviously, how long have you been on BIGO for?
In May it'll be a year.
Happy early anniversary.
Thank you.
Your BIGO. You're very welcome. So you went from nursing, party girl, wild woman, to BIGO. Any plans, adult entertainment industry, porn star, anything like that in the future? We might see you on the big screen.
No.
I'll just ask. I'm just asking.
Oh no.
Just asking, throw that out there. If you,
no offense to the porn stars out there, all porn stars matter.
What would your adult entertainment name be if you had to pick one?
Oh wait, what? We thought about this on a panel one day. Lady Hummingbird.
Lady Hummingbird.
Yeah. We had that figured out. We thought about it on a panel one day, and we had it all figured out.
Do you sing?
No.
Well, you said humming, so I didn't know.
No, so we figured it out. It had to be our first pet in the street we grew up on.
I didn't know. Maybe the singing nurse. The hot singing nurse. You never know.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell
he's
everyone?
He's like, I love a good hummer. No, I'm good at that.
Oh my goodness. Are there any upcoming events or shows you want to tell the people about your upcoming? Promote or anything?
Every Saturday I do a show with my friend Corey Links called the Pajama Jammy Jam. It's at 7:30 PST. It's on her panel. And then every month I do, right around payday, I do the Pushing P auction. And hopefully you'll be in that again.
I'd love to.
Yeah. And I do that with Freaky. And then also on Thursdays, I do a show with a couple of other broadcasters called Interrupted Vibes. And I have a segment in that about healthcare. And my my segment this month was about autism, and I talk about autism because my daughter has autism. She was diagnosed when she was 7 years old.
Bless her. I want to say truly thank you for such a shocking, amazing interview. This is one of one of the top shocking interviews, I think. I love the Gerbils stories in a sick, twisted way. It has shocked me, I think, in everything here. Thank you so much. Thank you for your service of being a nurse and wanting to do it, especially in this crazy time of COVID and everything. I always ask, what was your favorite question of the night?
I enjoyed the question about like my college years, like what, like my college years, and then my dating stuff, my dating stories.
Any question you want to ask me?
Um, my son said, "Say no, so I can go to bed." He's so ridiculous. Um, how did you get started with the whole social media like phenomenon? How did you get started with this?
Since I was little, I started doing beauty pageants at 11 months old. And my entire life, I've been just on stage performing from beauty pageants across the country, all the way to singing and music videos and everything. And I don't even know, it is a whirlwind. And all of a sudden, I got verified on Instagram, verified on TT the Clock, verified Facebook, and BIGO took off, #1 fans in all North America and growing. I'm very thankful for that and everyone here, and just kept going and going, and boom, boom, baby, each and every day, the AG Army.
That's
I
great.
love what I do.
That's amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. I'm excited. It's fun.
Now she's everywhere.
Here. I'm everywhere. I'm worldwide. Yeah.
Here I go for sushi.
Truly. I want to say thank you so much for absolute incredible, amazing interview. Thank you for your time and these amazing, crazy, wild stories.
I told you I'm an
nurse.
open book.
The wild nurse.
I told you I'm an open book. I'll answer anything.
Your new name, the wild nurse, the hot wild nurse. Oh my goodness! And I gotta do boom, boom, baby on 3 with you.
Okay.
Ready?
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Boom, boom,
Boom,
baby.
boom, baby. I love it. I love it. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll
so
see you
much.
later.
Screenshot real quick. Oh, super cute. Bless you and your family, and thank you for your services. You're awesome. Should we give her a follow, guys?
Thank you, Alicia.
Thank you so much. Bye bye, wild woman nurse.
Bye.
Bye bye. Oh my goodness, she was amazing, guys. Seriously, amazing.
Bye.
Oh my god, y'all. That was up there. The wildest interviews I think I've ever heard, but I loved every minute of it. I hope you all enjoyed. Guys, thanks for tuning in to Spill the Tea with Alicia G. Be sure to follow, guys. Check it out. Tell your friends. Remember, we are also a podcast. I am a podcast. So be sure to follow me on that Spotify, guys, and the Apple and the Google podcast, Spill the Tea with Alicia G. Guys, each every Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we go live on BIGO with that one special guest. The question is, who's it going to be next time? Well, you better tune in and find out. Be sure you follow, guys, all social media, AliciaGWorld, www.AliciaGWorld.com. Links to all social media, merchandise, music, and more. Don't forget, guys, hit that bell for notifications. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, BIGO, Instagram, YouTube, The Clock, Facebook, Twitter, and more. All AliciaGWorld. Thanks for being you. Thanks for being amazing. And until next time. And before I forget, boom, boom, baby.